So here is our question number 1, and before beginning the questions I would like to suggest you that you should try to avoid using the formula, that is p into 1 plus r by 100 raised to power n. And why I am suggesting you that is because the exponential powers involved could make your life little tedious. Alright, with that thing in mind, let's try to attempt this question. So the compound interest on rupees 6,000 at 10% per annum for 1.5 years. So this thing is given to you that there is compound interest being calculated on rupees 6,000. So P is known to you, that is 6,000. Rate of interest, that is 10% per annum, is also known to you, right? And the time period is also known to you as 1.5 years. Then it is asking when the interest being compounded annually. So the compound interest is what you have to actually find out. It is being compounded annually. So when this statement is written over here, you know that this is a question of compound interest, right? So with these things in mind, let's try to find that out. So you know that the sum of 6,000 is being invested for 1.5 years. So in the first year, this concept is also what you should remember, that in the first year your compound interest is same as your simple interest. This is very important, and from that time onwards compound interest changes because interest gets reinvested in the principal for the cases of compound interest, right? So this is one particular thing that you have to remember. Also, if you remember that we had done in the percentage method of finding out the simple interest, that if rate of interest is r% per annum and if you're calculating it for 1 year, the interest that you are going to get is nothing but r percentage of p, right? As you are going to write it as r by 100 into p, and your time period is already 1. So you had also known the same thing as p into r into t upon 100, and over here if you put this thing as 1, you're going to get this particular thing, which is nothing but r percentage of p, right? So this is one thing that you should keep in mind. Now for the first year, this 10% is going to work, right? And for the next year again 10% going to work out, right? So in the first year we had already seen that compound interest is same as simple interest, and with the percentage formula the interest generated for the first year over here is going to be 10% of 6,000, right? So if you calculate that, you would get these zeros cancelled out and you are going to get your answer as rupees 600, right? So this is the interest for the first year that has been generated. Now again in the second year as well, same process is going to happen. So 10% is going to work out in this particular principle as well, right? It is applicable on this particular interest, but since we are dealing with the compound interest sort of sum, the interest gets reinvested in the principal sum. So the 10% amount is being reinvested and the interest rate is applicable on this amount as well, right? So in the second year this process is happening, that the principal sum as well as the interest sum are being charged certain rate of interest, and they are going to give you certain return which is going to be your interest for the next year. So you can write that as you already calculated the 10% amount on 6,000, that is your 600 rupees, and the 10% amount on 600, that is 10 by 100 into 600, right? So this is going to give you rupees 60. So if you add this for the next year, you are going to get this interest as in total. So if you add it up, you are going to get rupees 660. So for first year 600 was being generated, interest 1, and for the second year interest of 660 was generated. But in our question that we are dealing with, it is given to you that the time period is 1.5 years. The first year part is all okay, but in the second year part we don't need this entire sum, right? Because we have calculated it for the entire year. What we need in the second year is that we only need this half part, that is your 6 months. So the interest generated for the whole year would be 660, but for the half of that year this I2 gets halved as well, So if you divide it by 2, that is 660 by 2, you're going to get your answer as rupees 330, right? So all in all, now you know that the interest in the first year was this much and in the next half year was this much. So the total interest or the total compound interest is going to be summation of these two. 600 plus 330 is going to give you rupees 930. So that becomes your answer, right? So this one approach that you have to follow, in which we haven't used our formula at all, right? What we had done is we had calculated for the principal the interest for the first year, and for the next year onwards we have calculated the same interest which is applicable to both interest as well as the principal. So this is that particular part, right? So keep that in mind, and that's how you should start practicing these sort of questions.
If you like my lecture, please subscribe to my channel. You can also provide me feedback in the comment section so that I can make the required changes and improve the quality of videos as well as the content. You can also join my Facebook group as well as my Facebook page, where I provide regular updates as well as regular PDFs and test on a daily basis. I have Telegram channel as well as Telegram group also. You can join those also. There I provide regular PDFs as well as regular tests. The name of Facebook and Telegram groups and channels is Success RBI or Success SBI. There's a mobile app also. The name of the app is Infinity. You can join that app, you can download that app, and that will allow you to take quizzes just like you take a quiz in the real scenario when you go and take the examination, the government examinations. So that will help you get a better idea and take regular quizzes of phase 1 for RBI as well as SBI.